Take two.
You
Yeah.
know why I was paying attention.
Yo.
Like, I don't know what we're going to say. 3, 2, 1.
It's me, Nico. I'm back.
You want to spit something?
I feel like it's really starting. Like the beat selection here is crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, this is not even a bad beat. Like I could rap over this.
Nah,
I'm not
right?
going to, but I could.
It's kind of like I feel like J. Cole would do a freestyle to this. Have you ever noticed, like, maybe I'm the only one who thinks this and I'm about to get flamed,
What?
but I hear J. Cole freestyle and I actually think it's like better than shit that's on his actual albums. Like, I've heard some of his freestyles. I'm like, God damn, where is
disagree.
this?
I like freestyles better than I like written, but I don't know. I just like I don't know. Freestyles are funnier. They're usually more clever.
Yeah.
And songs usually got like a purpose to them a lot of times. So I don't know. I like freestyles. It's just goofy playing around, rapping shit.
Well, speaking of playing around,
Boo.
the NBA.
Somebody throw a brick at me.
I can't.
Blow this man.
I can't even do the segue right. We had anyway. We had the All-Star game.
Yo, Greg, say what's up, bro. Announce yourself.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, we brought Greg back, fan favorite from last episode.
Yes, sir. The comments
Hold up,
section was buzzing.
Can we
for
get
me.
a round of applause, between the four of us? Because, you know what I'm saying, last week was like our most like impressionable video, right? Something like that since the first one.
It was the most that people like
interactive
with. So yeah,
You know what
I'll
I'm saying?
quiet applause.
Yup. Fact.
So I'm happy, you
Gotta
know.
start somewhere, right?
Yeah, and I feel like
Everybody
Coming along
starts
nice.
small.
I feel like we're really starting to get our groove with this. You know, first couple episodes, I like them a lot, but I feel like we've really found something, and hopefully we keep
And it's about to keep getting better.
getting better. Yeah. So All-Star game, let's just cover it briefly. I don't want to spend too long on this. I made 3 picks last week. I'm pretty sure I went 3 for 3, and I need to rub at least one of them in all your faces. I said that Karl Anthony Towns was going to win the 3-point contest.
Best 3-point shooting big man of all time.
No one believed me. And
When did Dirk die?
Hey, 40% on 5 attempts.
So Jokic's not a better shot creator?
I said
just 3-point shooter.
Shot creator
I've
from threes.
said
Just a 3-point shooter.
He's not a better shot creator from 3?
Just a 3-point shooter.
Oh.
Just a 3-point shooter.
Ain't Dirk win the 3-point contest three times
he did,
though?
But Dirk wasn't shooting 40%
3 times
off
though?
of 5 attempts a game.
3 times.
Bro, the fact of the matter is, I absolutely said Karl Anthony Towns was gonna win this award, and I got laughed out the room.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad,
It wasn't
but
that
I like to over exaggerate it. So anyway, Karl Anthony Towns won, much to no one's shock. I think the Cavalier team with Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley won the skills contest. I picked that one too. You're welcome. And the dunk contest, which let's talk about this for a sec.
Contest of all time.
I don't know. I still haven't gone back to review it. If I said Jalen Green or Obi Toppin would win, I still forget. So that's why I said I don't know if I was 3 for 3, but I think I said Obi Toppin. Even if I did, we all technically lost that one. This was some of the worst shit ever. Just bricking dunks.
But we all, I mean everybody that like watched it, not just us.
Well, how would you?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Nico,
Everybody
how
that
would
watched
you
that
improve the
shit,
dunk
everybody
contest
lost.
if you can at all?
Get better athletes. Why is Juan Toscano Anderson in the dunk
Well,
contest?
to be fair, Jalen Green's pretty damn athletic.
You
Cole
can't-
Anthony's athletic. I mean, you can say why Juan Toscano Anderson's in there.
I watched him
But I
break
mean, like,
7 dunks.
But it's crazy because, like, after the dunk contest, I saw the video. It's like you could literally have the whole Chicago Bulls pregame dunk team in the slam dunk contest because they got Derrick Jones Jr.
Man,
they
I
got
could have
Zach
been in a dunk
LaVine.
contest.
But I mean, I don't know how you can make it better because remember, I forgot how many years ago they had like the celebrity dunk contest that had like Dion, that had Terrell. Was T.O. there? I think T.O. might have been there.
I think so.
And then Mike Conley's dad was in there. They was just banging out.
I wouldn't mind that though, because I mean with Miles Garrett, T. Higgins was a former high school basketball player. Devontae Adams.
Bro, Miles
too.
Garrett was laying it down harder this weekend than pause.
But I guess we can just go around the room. I guess like other than like celebrity contest, as far as the slam dunk, how would you make the dunk contest better?
I think
I already said cancel the dunk contest. I don't. Fuck that.
Nair put something in our group chat where he said that change it to a one-on-one tournament, and I actually agree with that. I think for tradition's sake you can't get rid of the dunk contest, but I think we're just at a point right now where it's like the guys who really should be doing it, I feel like, are never really in it, and you know, that's kind of how it was. In 96, this shit looked like it was lost. And then Vince came around in 99 and had one of the greatest performances, arguably the greatest dunk contest performance ever, even by today's standards. So I feel like we just might, you know, need a refreshing year like, you know, what we had with Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine to be like, oh shit, this is actually exciting. Right now, it doesn't even feel like a competition. It just feels like people are doing dunks. They get like 9 chances to do them, and so like after you mess something up twice, it's like, all right, boo, get out of here, you know. So Blake Griffin jumped over a car. I mean, you know what?
We need to bring the time limit back. I feel like that's the reason people get 9 attempts. There's no time limit.
I agree. You don't get no 2 attempts in 2K.
Man, just cancel the shit, man. Just cancel it. Get it out of there, bro. It's done.
It's like not like Nico, so you can't just cancel it, bro.
I forgot where I heard this set over like the past week or so, but they was saying what you should do is just have it be like the player in the All-Star game, just the best dunks from the All-Star game. Take those and then just make it a poll. Like you can vote for it on Twitter. People in the stadium can vote. And then, like, you know, like Nair said with the one-on-one, not necessarily replace the dunk contest, but put the one-on-one on All-Star Saturday. And then, like I said, you know, take the best dunks from the All-Star game, and winner of that best dunk is the dunk contest champion. Because some of the shit we saw on Sunday was way better than what we saw Saturday night.
I think Friday was pretty good, too. I like the new Rising Stars format. The only thing they just need to change off of that is, you know, like the casual win by 2. Why are people winning off of free throws? Like, yeah, that shit is whack. And you know, like win by 2, you can't win off a free throw. And you know, I really thought like the Rising Stars day for Friday was pretty good. Saturday was kind of weird. Didn't they have like some couples like event? I don't even know. Like they said like they had like Aisha Curry out there with Steph. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of things they could do, like Nye brought up one-on-one, or like King of the Hill, or even do like Horse. Horse would be pretty fun, I think.
Yeah, they used to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Back in the day, I remember seeing one with Pete Maravich, Pistol Pete.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was him versus George Gervin, if I recall correctly, and it was actually like engaging and fun to watch.
And I know one of the events that they had from the Rising Stars game, it was like you have to recreate the famous shot. So like you have like the Magic Johnson hook shot. You got the Ray Allen corner 3. I think they had like the Reggie Miller. Yeah. But it's like I think that format is good, but it's just that you're not forcing the players to actually act in that, you know, that form. Yeah. So like you, instead of like doing the hook shot, guys were just doing like floaters or just like push shots. So like you're not actually recreating the shot, you're just shooting from
Scotty
the same
Barnes
spot.
still missed like 4 of them motherfuckers.
Oh, that shit was horrible. He looked like me at like the arena club, just like getting up shots, and then you brick like 2 or 3 from like 4 feet from the basket, and you start looking around.
He's still my rookie of the year.
Oh, I love Scotty Barnes.
Hey, but the difference is he's getting paid millions to do it.
Yeah. The difference is I work, on computers, and he does this shit for a living. So, not too much clown on Scotty though. I absolutely love Scotty Barnes.
Shit, what else we got? The top 75.
Yeah, so that's the next thing we got here is the top 75. So I don't want to debate too much like into actually who made it, although we will obviously have to talk about some players that made it and probably, we shouldn't have been, but like who we would take out for some people who actually didn't make it. So I guess let's get into that. So like right off the bat, I think there's a few players from the top 50 that made it, and this is how I'm going to introduce this segment. There's a few players in the top 50 that made it.
That they're already locks, pretty much.
Huh?
They're already pretty much locks.
Made top 50 was locked.
Yeah, and so it was really more like the top next 25, and I feel like it did a slight disservice to a couple of players who got left behind. So I guess we're going to list off a couple of honorable mentions for it, and then we could kind of get into who probably shouldn't, who we'd replace.
Before we get into that, do y'all think for 24 years from now, I think, how you think they're going to change?
I don't think they're going to change.
You can't.
You're just going to keep adding.
It's just going to be next 25.
That's just whack, bro.
It's going to be top 100 in 25
So,
years.
you're going to tell me, Jason Tatum's not going to be better than some guy who's...
I mean, you could say that, but how you think people from the 60s and 70s felt when they getting put off for MJ, even though MJ the GOAT, how you think they felt? Yeah, I was the best at my time.
Bros was averaging 18 points. Come on now. Niggas
hey, bro, they ain't had no 3-point line.
Nah,
they ain't had no 3-point line.
Averaging 18. No.
They ain't had no 3-point line.
Average 18.
Bro.
You telling me?
It was a slower game.
I don't
slower
care.
game.
I do not care.
They shoot jump
come on,
shots.
bro.
The deepest jump shot they shoot from behind the damn free throw arc.
So there's a couple of players that I just wasn't incredibly. I don't want to say happy was on there, but
Who the fuck?
there's there's a couple of players that I'm like, dude, there is no way anyone under the age of 50 knows who this player is. The one I kind of had an issue with being on there, because I think that there's a lot of players that are actually better than him, or at least you could even make the argument had a better career. Was it Luke? It wasn't Luke Walton, was it?
Bill Walton.
Bill Walton. Bill Walton played. He actually had a fairly long career, if I recall. He played 15 years, but his prime was essentially he won 2 championships, and he really only won 1, and he had an excellent year. I think he won MVP.
I thought it was 1 chip.
And he won 1 chip with the Blazers.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and then he won a second one with the Celtics. But overall, you look at his numbers, it's like 15 and 10. I mean, really after his shortened prime, really wasn't anything that incredible. I feel like you could make just as much of an argument that Derrick Rose belongs in there.
Yeah, don't get me started.
And I know that you can't take people out, or at least that's not how they intended to do it, but accidentally I feel like they left out a lot of good players. So I'll get into a couple from my list. Dwight Howard not being in the top 75, I feel like is basically criminal.
Especially when you had Carmelo made it, right?
Carmelo did make it.
He might.
Well,
It's an argument, but
we all agree Dwight Howard's over Melo, right?
I'm about to say I think Dwight Howard's over Carmelo.
I mean, 3-time defensive player of the year, 5 first, all defense. Made carried a team to the finals pretty much.
He ain't carry, though.
What?
He ain't carry, though.
He pretty much.
I mean, he was a lone superstar.
They complimented him
They
really
had
well.
shooters.
They had Rashard Lewis.
They had shooters.
Rashard Lewis was.
There was not a
bucket getter,
single
though.
other superstar on that basketball team.
Jameer Nelson made an All-Star game.
He's not a superstar.
All right, the Orlando Magic complimented him well, but he did carry.
2009, bro.
He did carry to an extent.
He never was a
Alright.
superstar. You must be up in Zanny boss. All right.
What else? We got
I argued Klay Thompson, but I'm gonna take that back. Actually,
Would you think that Draymond has a better case than Klay Thompson?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
I think Draymond has an incredibly valid case, especially if Dennis Rodman's gonna be on there. I feel like Draymond Green's just a modern day Dennis Rodman. I mean, he's not as much of a rebounder, but
he's a better defender.
Did you see the interview he had? I think was it with Dame, where he said I think he said something regarding the was it the 20s?
Podcast.
Yeah, on his podcast, he said if he wasn't taking out the finals, did he say something about getting an MVP or something like that? He said something about taking out the finals, and he said that might have hurt his chances of being the top 75.
The way he missed that one game?
Yeah.
oh come on,
What
no,
the fuck?
no one cares
One
about
game?
that.
Well, they gave Andre Iguodala that they gave him an MVP for playing D.
Yeah, I mean it's true. I mean if he
I
didn't,
agree, but you blame it off one.
If he, I hate
Yeah,
this.
if you play,
this
if
is
you
my
play all 7 games, you win. Yeah.
This is one of my least favorite what ifs ever. I absolutely hate this. If Draymond got suspended from the 2016 finals, and I don't think that him playing in, what was it, game 5, I think, changes the outcome of that series drastically.
He missed game 5 or game 6.
He missed game 5. He was back for game 6. And then I remember because the whole thing was like, oh, well, wait till Draymond comes back. And then LeBron and Kyrie dropped like 41 each. And then it's game 7, you know, at Golden State. But
was that the behind the back Steph pass? Was it? Wait, remember when Steph threw behind the back?
That's game 7.
Oh yeah,
that's
what
game
I'm talking
7.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
Yeah, it was bad. But I don't know. Like I still think Draymond Green's a generational talent. I think he's one of the smartest defensive players in history.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
You already said T-Mac, right?
Oh,
we
didn't talk about T-Mac. So we said T-Mac and Vince Carter. So I feel like they deserve strong consideration. They're right on the outside for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a hater. Nico knows T-Mac is my top 5 favorite players of all time, but I don't know. I don't see how people want T-Mac there and then have a problem with Damian Lillard being there.
Oh yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Makes no sense to me. So off of that principle, just because if Damian Lillard ain't there, T-Mac definitely isn't there for me. So
no, absolutely
I mean,
not.
that's fair.
Can't do it. Vince Carter though, he has the longevity. He still got
His
10
prime.
All-Stars.
His prime was relatively short, but you know it was like 2 seasons with the Nets, and then you know like 3 or 4 seasons.
Well,
with
even
the
even
Raptors.
after his prime though, he was still like a 19-point per game scorer, bro. You gotta give it to him.
Yeah,
Vince Carter there.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
got 10 All-Stars.
damn near 20 seasons playing in the league. I think
He
that's
reinvented his game.
yeah, and
That's
I
facts.
thought he translated into his older age really well. I like Vince. I mean, my issue with Vince has always been I think his career could have been more than what it ended up being, which was kind of like a flash in the pan, and then he just lasted forever,
Okay.
which is admirable. But
oh, my fault.
oh, you're good. I had one player when we were talking about this segment in my head.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Tony Parker.
No, it's not Tony
Oh, okay.
Parker.
I got one.
Ben Wallace.
Oh.
So a lot of people bring up Chauncey Billups because not a single player from that 04 Pistons team actually made the top 75 team. And I understand the case for Chauncey Billups. However, Ben Wallace, who was an undrafted player, completely came in the league and dominated really as an undersized center. Like he was a solid 3 or 4 inches.
6'9".
Yeah, he was basically playing a center position size like a power forward.
He was PJ.
And
I'm about to say PJ.
I think he
Tucker.
has something like 3 or 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. I mean, was probably, you know, in the argument for the best post defender of the 2000s. And he routinely, I don't even know if he's in the Hall of Fame yet. He routinely, I feel, gets
I don't
snubbed
think
in
so.
these basketball conversations.
Depends how much you value defense.
I value defense a lot. So
I
that's
do too.
kind of,
I like Ben Wallace. I do too.
that's usually, you know, why my lists look like how they do.
Somebody from my next 25. I don't even know how popular of a pick this is gonna be, but like I hear niggas saying Tony Parker, and I think
Hell no.
this.
You don't think Tony?
No, I don't think
Hell
Tony
no.
Parker's there either. I'm saying I think
He could
Pau
have been the
Gasol is
honor.
better. I think you could put an argument for
Did Powell not
Gasol.
make it?
No.
Pau Gasol to
Pau
me.
Gasol absolutely belongs in there. I can't even believe he didn't make the top 75.
Yeah, I don't know why that hasn't been discussed. a
Kobe
lot.
doesn't win 2 championships if Powell isn't there.
No, he doesn't.
So-
Pau Gasol was the perfect.
He was the man.
If only Andrew Bynum would have worked out, Kobe probably would have got another one.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, if a lot worked out, Kobe probably would have got another
Man.
one.
I'll never. The Chris Paul trade.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start talking about Kobe, man. I don't even want to do it.
We have to in a couple segments here, but you know, we'll get to that on the 01 Lakers versus 16 Warriors debate after the player comps. So, all right, Greg, you have anyone that you thought was snubbed?
Next 25.
Next 25. My next 25.
You said one earlier.
Oh, you talking about Joker?
Nah, you said Chris Webber.
Oh yeah, I think C Webb should be on there. He probably was what, third best power forward early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying
I'd
to
argue
Tim Duncan.
Dirk.
Well, I don't know if Dirk was fully. I mean,
Finals.
Dirk won an MVP.
that was 2011.
and made a finals.
2006.
Yeah, 2006
So he
he
made
made the
finals?
finals.
Alright.
Yeah, that's who.
I'll put Dirk. I don't know if I'm taking Dirk over Webber
I
personally.
mean, he was a Dwayne Wade away from.
I
being
think
Shaq.
the Weber
Shaq wasn't Shaq.
the
Shaq,
Weber
though.
Dirk comparisons kind of feels like when you compare T-Mac to like, you know, I'm trying to think of lesser forwards or shooting guards. You know, like
Jerry
Dwayne Wade.
Stackhouse.
Jerry Stackhouse was not.
Get out of here.
Not lesser. He's a bucket, but he won T-Mac.
All right. Well, that's a top 75. Is that all we have for that?
You don't got nobody? Nobody else?
Because I feel like I kind of addressed all the players. I
mean,
know we said
pretty
Joker,
much did.
You know,
I think.
As long as you ain't saying Tony Parker.
I mean, Tony Parker
No.
deserves some.
No.
no.
So
I mean,
just a little bit.
next
of love.
next one. I want Rudy.
All right,
I want Rudy
how
Gobert.
how about
before.
as far as like players now? Who do y'all have making the next 25?
I'd say-
but that's not obvious. Say like
not
like
obvious.
say like you know like or just give me someone who
I'll say
is right
Jordan. I don't think Ja is fully obvious.
now.
I
That's
think I
Luka Doncic.
yeah, Luka, yeah.
um
I think Luka was a little obvious.
like Donovan Mitchell.
I think Tatum.
Wait, Tatum would be I'll put Tatum. He's only what 20.
oh, you know, I'll say LaMelo Ball. I think
That's-
LaMelo Ball will be on the next 25. I think by the time LaMelo by the time LaMelo Ball's career's done, he's gonna be basically Jason Williams, but better in like every aspect.
Okay, you got one now. Oh no, you said Luka. I mean,
I ain't got nothing for that. I mean, I don't know. All of them got a chance to, but they all got a chance to, bros. They real cool.
what about Booker?
I could see Devin Booker
yeah,
making
he
it.
made a final.
Devin Booker, by the end of his career, is on pace to be like a top 5 all-time scorer. So I could see Devin Booker making it.
He got a 72-point game. Made the finals.
Yeah. You know who I want
You
to
could
see?
say he better than Melo already.
You want to know, or you know who I want to see will make it, but I'm not sure if they will. And this is their next segue. So, you know, finesse by me. Zion Williamson. So Zion right now is
Oh.
Zion right now is getting some slack.
You don't like the number.
He's catching a fade from JJ Redick. Basically went on First Take. Does he do that full time with Stephen A now? I can't because I swear
I think he just does. He just
It's like
he's just a
part-time.
basketball analyst. So you got like Kendrick, you got JJ, and they got that one. They got that one woman who be on there sometimes.
The Cowboys wide receiver. What's his name?
No. You talking about Michael Irvin?
Yeah, Michael Irvin.
He don't really talk about basketball.
Oh, you're talking about another.
I'm talking about there's like this one woman who be on there, but I think it's interesting how JJ Redick was really open to talking about Zion because like if you follow JJ's podcast, when he talked about, you know, he was talking about how he wanted to move to the East Coast when he got dealt away from the New Orleans Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wanted to be in the East Coast, say like, you know, like Brooklyn, you know, Philly, because that's where like his children went to school at and whatnot, and like it was Daniel Gilbert or something. I forgot whoever the GM is for the Pelicans.
Oh yeah.
David Griffin, I think.
Yeah, it's David Griffin.
He sent obviously
You got
sent him
David
over
Griffin and Dan Gilbert.
he sent him over to the Dallas Mavericks, and he was like, I guess he might have proposed like, oh, we'll get you where you want to be at, and he just, you know, blindsided him. So like JJ Redick doesn't owe the New Orleans Pelicans any resort, you know, as good publicity per se.
Yeah, no.
And you know, JJ and Zion are both Duke alumnus, so.
Well, I don't think the way the situation's going, and for everyone who doesn't know, JJ basically came out, and the reports had cycled around, which is why he said this, but CJ McCollum got dished to the Pelicans, and CJ was like, it's like a week after, you know, this trade's been made, a week or two, and CJ's like, yeah, I haven't even like talked to Zion. And it's like, Zion's been fairly radio silent. I mean, he makes retweets and like Instagram posts, like, you know, go team. But like for the most part, you really don't see or hear of him too much.
I thought those came up after the fact.
Oh yeah, no, they basically did.
Yeah.
You know, and so it kind of feels like Zion's been radio silent. The last we heard of him, he was like 50 pounds overweight.
Allegedly.
Playing video games.
Allegedly. I don't believe it.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm gonna look like Zion in that one Gatorade or Mountain Dew commercial tonight when Elden Ring comes out. So I can't even hate. But
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I get it. But so you know, overall, I guess the conversation really is like,
what's next?
Yeah, what's next? Because I really don't see this working out long term. I really think that they should try trading him for the maximum amount of assets this offseason, because they do have a young core. And I'm honestly afraid at this point that Zion gets hurt and his trade value ends up being compromised. This might be at one of the highest points that you can trade him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, as far as like Zion's contract, it's kind of like twofold. It's kind of like, you know, he can sign like that max rookie extension, but like, given his injuries history, you might want to take it, you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
But then he can also take the qualifying offer. So like, say instead of taking the extension, he just takes a 1-year qualifying offer. So then after that, he'll be like an unrestricted free agent, so he can basically choose where he wants to go. So if you're a restricted free agent, like kind of like what happened to Lonzo, like he wanted to go to Chicago, but the thing is that since he was restricted, the Pelicans still owned his rights because they had from his rookie contract, so they would have to, you know, trade him.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're unrestricted, you can just go wherever you want to go. So that's basically up to Zion. His team is like, would you want to take that security given your injury history, or are you going to take that qualifier offer to go to where you want to go? But at the same time, you're still going to lose money because you're not building off of your rookie contract. You're going off of a secondary contract.
Yeah.
Basically.
So like that makes sense to me. But I guess from the Pelicans organization, which ultimately controls Zion's fate, you know, this hasn't felt like a match at all for, you know, pretty much since he got drafted, and then he looked depressed that the Pelicans got the number 1 pick. You know, I think the best thing for them to do is to trade him for assets. And I'm all for player empowerment, I want to say, first of all. But I feel like with what Zion is doing is not usually like, it kind of feels to me more like Ben Simmons than like James Harden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I might be wrong, but I don't think he gave New Orleans like a fair chance per se. Like they kind of messed up by trading away or not bringing back Lonzo, and you replaced him with Devontae Graham. But like, you still got BI there. Herb, you know, you might say ew, but they got Valanciunas is proven to be okay this year.
No, they have a good team around him.
Yeah, they have a good.
It just seems like
now they got CJ McCollum, so it's like, why don't you just give it a shot? If you don't like it, then sure.
Is he actually healthy, or is he still dealing with injuries?
I think it's injuries.
Yeah, still. Zion, I think, is shut down for the year.
But the thing is, like, it's pretty much so radio silent, like Nico said, to the point where it's like they might not envision him coming back. You know where
he want to go, bro.
Yeah, you want to go to New York.
Yeah, Cam up there, RJ up there. He trying to go get back.
What can New York realistically offer them without sacrificing? Because I've seen that coming too. But what can they give up without realistically, you know?
And don't say Julius Randle.
They get Julius Randle back.
They do not want Julius Randle.
I'm gonna throw up.
The Knicks don't want Julius Randle,
and neither do the Pelicans.
Yeah, but they both know that neither one of them are gonna get like
what they want.
Yeah.
Then they can just all right. We can send you somewhere else, Zion. You can find your way back to New York if you want.
Because who's gonna give, like, how much you giving up for Zion?
You
don't think Julius Randle, who just averaged like 24 and 7, is good enough to like?
I think
with some other play, some other.
But the thing is, like, remember, like Nico said last
Julius
week,
Randle with CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram,
but the thing is, like, what Nico said like last week, when you trade like a star, you want a young star and some room, like say draft assets, whatever. But now in this case, you're giving up a young star why would you want an older?
For the Pelicans, what realistically makes sense is like R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and like 2 firsts.
You are not getting R.J. Barrett.
And then they're gonna be like, then we're hanging up the phone.
Yeah. That's why I don't see the Zion Knicks
Julius Randle with Mitchell Robinson and maybe what's his name, Quentin Grimes.
And then there'll probably be like 10 picks.
Yeah, you would need like 3 or 4 at least.
It'd be
2.
No.
2 picks.
You'll need like 4 or
2
5.
picks, and I'm years down the road.
Robinson's still young.
But he's in a contract extension year.
He's also, I feel like, a relatively low ceiling player.
Yeah.
Like Mitchell Robinson.
They got Jackson Hayes. Why do they need Mitchell Robinson for?
What the hell is Jackson Hayes doing?
But other than getting
arrested.
tased. But like I said, like Mitchell Robinson that contract extension year, you think the Pelicans want to extend him? No.
Why not? I mean, if he stays,
why would I?
If he stays healthy, he's a way above average defender.
Why? When they got
I will say this.
He's just been spazzing for like the last few games in New York that he's played.
I do think that as far as it's concerned with Zion, he's in there's this weird point where if he comes out and is like, I don't want to be here anymore, like the Pelicans can lose a lot of leverage really fast. Even with that being said, I still feel like there's other teams that could offer a lot more than the Knicks.
Maybe, but we seen it with Ben Simmons. So you seen what
I mean, Ben Simmons was still a superstar, and basically, yeah, that's still like a top 15 caliber player. I'll bring Tay into it and say, what about the Thunder? Couldn't the Thunder offer like 7 of their 25 picks that they've hoarded like a dragon and be like, yo, we'll give you like 1/3 of our picks for Zion?
And plus, if you think about it, like if you're the Pelicans, if you're giving away Zion, not only he's a young star, it's like what direction are you gonna go from there?
Yeah, it's mean, they have like a really weird team.
Yeah, because B.I. is young and he's super talented.
B.I., Julius Randle, and CJ McCollum.
Where's that giving you?
I mean, that's a good playoff team.
All right.
That's a consistent playoff team.
But then, all right, so you got B.I. who's young and talented, so that's good. Devontae Graham, you may think he's young, but he's like 27. Herb Jones is good. Valanciunas, we already know, is like high 20s.
Yeah, but he's also like 8?
Yeah. But it's like you got a mixture. And then you got CJ McCollum who's already 30. So it's like if you're giving away a young star, like you're gonna need a win now move because it's not like you can rebuild.
They can't be as good as the Raptors.
Not in the West.
I mean,
like look at the West. All right, look at the West right now. Look at the West right now. The Trailblazers, who you are a fan of because of Dame, obviously. You believe they're going to get better. So they're currently in the play-in, but they're going to get like. Who the Pelicans?
They're not worse.
The Clippers.
They're not worse than the Blazers. If they do that, they're like the same level of a team.
If they get Dame back, I'm sure the Blazers will still be over as long as they get trade assets.
Maybe, but like that's hypothetical.
And then you got the Clippers, who don't have PG or Kawhi.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then
I'll give you the Clippers.
Like the West is only going to get better. It's just the fact that all the stars are.
You don't think Brandon Ingram's going to get better?
Yeah, but you gotta wonder what the ceiling is, right? Like I feel like without.
I'm not saying they're going to go out there and win a chip.
Their ceiling is a play-in team.
Without a bona fide top 5, top 10 player, you're
Julius
not.
Randle, CJ McCollum,
a play-in
Brandon
is
Ingram is a play-in team.
Yeah, a 7 through 10. That's their ceiling.
Oh man, yeah.
What, you think they're a top 6 seed?
I think they could be.
Maybe in like 3 or 4 years, but like that's why I'm that's why I'm saying that I think the picks would be incredibly like
not even over Denver
desirable. I mean, Tay knows. Do you guys have any upcoming high picks? Obviously, your guys, but
what from other teams or just us?
Other teams, yeah. I mean, you have
Orlando.
Yeah.
You got Houston.
You got the Clippers late
Houston
ones,
could be
right?
like, they're probably not going to trade him in conference, but
yeah.
Or Detroit, they could just be able to give you Jeremy Grant some picks.
I mean, I think they'd trade some picks in conference if it means they're getting a superstar player. But will the Pelicans trade him in conference? Probably not.
No, because like Like that's the thing. Like we talked about. Like if you're trading a young star, you're gonna want a young star back, or like a young, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like why am I trading Zion Williamson for, like in your case with the Knicks, for Julius Randle? Why am I doing?
Yeah, no, that would be a massive loss. Although Greg Popovich traded Kawhi Leonard for DeMar DeRozan and what was it, like a center?
Yeah, but the thing was, Kawhi was in the last year of his contract. He could have just been a free agent.
That is true.
So
yeah.
like the Pelicans, they can just be like, well, if you don't want your rookie max, that's on you, so you don't get your security. But like if you want that qualifying offer, that's another 2 years. So are you really just gonna sit around for 2 years?
Yes, he will absolutely.
He probably would.
He probably will, like with the Mountain Dew and some chips.
Yeah, but then you just leave an RJ Barrett for what? High and dry in New York for 2 years.
All right, let's get into the most exciting segment on this episode, I think, which is player versus player. So we're gonna have 4 here. I'm really excited for this segment. I hope that fights don't break out.
Nice grinning. I know what he.
Nair is so excited for this segment because I don't think I agree with him on a single pick here. So this is gonna be fiery. First up, Scottie Pippen versus Kawhi Leonard. Are we saying better all time or greater? How do you want me to word this?
Like, yeah.
I'll say better.
Better
is
better all time.
Right,
you can't say
differentiate.
Greater,
So do like better as in like a player. Who would you want to start your team with?
Kawhi.
That's
yeah,
fair.
I would
it's
say
like
Kawhi.
the 2K fantasy
And then,
draft.
Yeah, and then career, who would you say has who?
Scotty.
And I would say, for me personally,
For me, Scotty. Yeah, but you know what?
But we'll let you go.
I want to say, do you want to do like better? Who's a better player? Because I feel like that's
We could do both. We could address.
we could do both. Okay, I'm fine with that. So let's start this off. I want Nair to make the case for Kawhi Leonard being better than Scottie Pippen.
I was gonna say Kawhi
because we've had this debate before.
Nah, I'm just joking. I mean, it's just a matter of like, I just like to, when I'm comparing these players, I like to put them in each other's shoes. So I'm like, okay, can the Bulls win 6 rings with Michael Jordan and Kawhi Leonard?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Easily.
6?
Probably 8.
I think they can win 6.
But
I think they'll win like 3.
Knowing how Kawhi's personality is, do you think he can handle some of
That's just too much hypothetical, bro.
It's not even.
No, it's not hypothetical. It's being real. Remember when Kawhi was injured, and then Tony Parker said, "I had that same injury. How the hell is he not on the court?" MJ would have looked at that bull and be like,
Scotty,
he would have been like,
Scotty,
boy, if you,
so
he said,
Scottie Pippen is the most cool-headed mentally.
no, but when if MJ was yelling at Scotty gonna go back on the
Hold
court.
up, Scottie Pippen was getting paid like $200,000 a game to go out there, and it actually might have been less than that. He was getting paid breadcrumbs. He was getting paid like the 60th best player in the league to go out there and be the best perimeter defensive player in the NBA, and basically didn't have a problem with it until The Last Dance, until '98. So yeah, I mean, I think he probably has one of the, for a superstar player, one of the lightest egos in the league.
I think so too.
Hey, could Scottie Pippen take that Raptors team?
Oh
to
my
the finals?
gosh!
All right, but which Kawhi?
No,
look. Are we
couldn't.
talking?
No.
So we're gonna talk about the young Kawhi.
No, we talking about Kawhi, bro. It don't
All
matter.
right, but then we can
Kawhi.
say Scottie Pippen. Like
There is no version of Scottie Pippen that is taking that finals team to the finals. That Raptors team to the finals and win.
I'm about to say
There's none.
All right, but we're not going to ignore the fact that the Raptors team was pretty solid. Though.
So you're taking Scottie Pippen.
No, I'm not taking Scottie Pippen.
Right,
if I were to choose 2 people, I would pick Kawhi.
So this
but I'm saying you can't just say, oh, insert Kawhi here, they're gonna win. Like Nico's saying, Kawhi is not handling MJ's personality.
That's hypothetical, bro. Maybe
no,
he is.
It's because
if he wins 6 championships, why
we seen living proof of this. Like I said, when
Kawhi
was hurt in San Antonio,
I never saw Kawhi Leonard.
No. But when Kawhi was hurt in San Antonio, the whole team, especially Tony Parker, said that why isn't he playing?
Bro, Jordan would have punched Kawhi in the face, and he would have been asking for a trade.
He said, "Bitch, this is what I get every single day. You're getting on that damn court. And Kawhi would have said, no, MJ, I'm not getting out on
he
there.
just would have looked at him like a cyborg and been like...
Maybe he would have shut the fuck up and play.
No.
and win 8 championships. I ain't dealing with that,
Kawhi would have gave him the straightest face.
You ain't about to pull one of them.
Kawhi would have gave him the straightest face and be like,
man, you ain't about to
So, all right. Here's my only... So, the way these two players play defense is actually quite different. Scottie Pippen actually kind of plays defense the way LeBron does, if you ever go back and watch clips. Yeah, but he's basically like a free safety. Like, he's really good at those chase down blocks, was really good at reading, like, passing lanes and being an excellent post defender. I think he's a better post defender than Kawhi is. But Kawhi is arguably the greatest on-ball defender in the history of the NBA and one of the best shot contesters, ever. So, like, with that being, and I also think it's almost an entire wash on offense for Kawhi, except for playmaking. I'd give the nod to Scotty. So who's better all time? I'd actually say Kawhi. I think Kawhi's peak.
Oh shit.
Kawhi's Kawhi's a better basketball player than Scotty. With that being said, durability I take a lot of account into durability. And I also take into account a lot of longevity. And the fact of the matter is, when Scotty didn't have Jordan for one season, the Bulls were like the 1 seed. And he was, I believe, second in the MVP race the lone year that Jordan wasn't on the team. And then when he wasn't on the Bulls outside of the 1 year with Houston, he was on a fairly solid, like a really good Blazers team. But I'd say he was probably the best player on that team with Sabonis and brought them 1 game from the finals and only lost to, the Kobe and Shaq Lakers, which was, a borderline all-time team. So, or all-time duo, rather. But the point that I'm trying to make is Scotty played a really long time in the NBA for a player of his caliber and was pretty much never, he never really suffered a major injury. You compare that with Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, who's at, I believe he has 2 rings right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you compare that with Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi, right as it seemed like he was starting to get to that peak of stringing together excellent consecutive seasons, Zaza Pachulia falls on his leg, and you don't really get to see what Kawhi as the leader of the Spurs look like. He gets traded to the Raptors. He has one of the best playoff runs ever, and I'll completely give him that. But then he's on the Clippers, and they lose. They blow basically a 3-1 lead to, Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. And then...
Yeah, playoff piss out there, bro.
Yeah, but it still isn't acceptable. It's not like he was having a really good series, but, I feel like some of the blame should be on him without a doubt. I'm not. He isn't
was
blame
playing
it.
like bullshit. That last game.
That last game, he was mailing it in.
I agree. But
So,
I got a question though.
What?
Would you say Scotty's workload? Would you say he was asked to do as much in his prime as Kawhi has been? Because I mean, a lot of scoring was going through MJ.
Yeah.
Scotty was primarily playing defense and
I feel like Scotty was asked to do a lot defensively, yeah. I mean, in their first finals match, he was tasked with guarding Magic Johnson, not Michael Jordan.
No, I agree, but I'm saying Kawhi is guarding the best player on defense and being asked to score at least 22 a night on offense.
That's true. Yeah. But I agree with what you're saying. That's why I said, I do think Kawhi and what he can handle, he's a better basketball player than Scottie Pippen. But where I come in and say, the longevity matters, I don't think it's easy or it's just luck that Scottie Pippen was able to win 6 rings with Jordan. And I don't think he was riding Jordan's coattails necessarily. He was just a really consistently good top 10 NBA player for a decade. And he also happened to have Michael Jordan on the same basketball team.
Yeah, and
I think there's a lot that weighs into that. That's 6 rings. That's 6 championships that Scottie Pippen was the second best player on.
And plus, we can't Kawhi's defense. I don't want to say is fall off, but we have to acknowledge that when once you increase your amount of offensive workload, your defense takes a slight hit and stuff like that. We can agree.
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
he's not the defensive player of the year anymore.
I'm about to say Kawhi's defense is not as elite status anymore. Like we witnessed Luka Doncic put up 40 burgers on him and
That's 'cause
PG.
he has to fucking play offense because somebody was out there fucking shooting balls off the side of the damn.
But I mean, like it's still. I mean, like, but still. I mean, he still got what PG mark like more.
PG was putting.
All right, but he still got the
PG
more.
was out there shooting balls off the side of the backboard,
all right,
yo.
but this is. But I get that.
What did PG do in that series?
But wait,
against
hold
Dallas?
up. Are we gonna act like Jordan hasn't had off seasons or off games in the
I mean,
playoffs?
Jordan's had off games, but outside of his first year back, after he came back from playing baseball, how many memorable off games does Jordan have?
They don't talk about it, but there was a game where he was like incredibly hungover, and I'm pretty sure his shooting splits was like 3 for 18. Unless I'm completely making this up, because I swear I saw
Who
the
they
game
playing?
logs for it. I think it was the Knicks.
They was saying
I
like
ain't
Michael
scared 'cause
Jordan.
they was playing
was
the
like
Knicks.
say like Michael Jordan was a glorified Andrew Wiggins or something.
He was
like
out there
that.
playing playoff choker Patrick Ewing.
But another joke aside, when people try to say Michael Jordan could survive in this era, let's not forget there's online betting. This man Jordan his head would never be in the game, bro.
You said Jordan be out there betting on himself.
Yeah.
He
He
be
said, yo,
suspended,
he
bro.
be like, yo, I'm taking the over on points.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I may be thinking of the wrong series, but there was one where, there's a couple times where Scotty stepped up. I mean, it's not like the Bulls were an incredibly high-scoring team every single, game. There were games where, because Jordan and Pippen were really the offense, if the other pieces weren't contributing, they had to hold teams to, under 90, under 80.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
I think that there is a lot of expectation placed on that and a lot of consistent performance that's needed to hold teams to that. Obviously, the rule changes are different. And I do also want to say that Kawhi Leonard with hand checking is one of the scariest things I can even think about. But, overall, like for me, it just comes down to longevity versus peak. Yeah, Kawhi's peak is better. Kawhi's skill set's better. But, I do think there's something to be said for being one of the best players in the league for damn near a decade and always being available. Scottie Pippen has played in more playoff games than Kawhi Leonard has by like double the amount. And I think there's something to be said about that,
Okay.
So, like for me, Scotty's higher all time, but like Kawhi's the better player.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I
think it's
agree he's
fair.
higher.
All right, we got to move to the next one. Otherwise, we're going to be on this show all night. AI versus Dwayne Wade. This is actually really hard for me. This is the closest one on this list by far.
Man, give me AI.
Skill, AI,
AI.
career, Wade. If I had to start, if you telling me to have to choose between the two to start a team with, I would probably say Wade still.
Oh, no.
Even with the knee concerns? Because
Well,
it's not like
all
that
right,
shit just
all right.
happened. He didn't have ACLs coming into the NBA. He had the old school surgeries where they went in there with like tools and had to cut him open. And it was pretty much a guarantee that Dwayne Wade's career wasn't going to last past like 30.
If you say all right, so over a 10-year span, then sure I'll take AI.
AI. I mean,
But I mean,
like,
it's
wait.
hard.
With that being
It's
said,
hard
it's not
because,
like
like,
AI
Wade-
had a long career.
Yeah.
AI was done by like 31.
I mean, Wade did average like 40. Didn't they average like 40 in the finals? And it's Wade.
Yeah, in his first playoff series, or not his first
AI,
playoff series,
AI
but his
had
first
a
final
50-point
series.
game against Kobe and Shaq.
Did happen, but it's kind of funny.
Wade
I
had a
feel
better
like
team.
I genuinely feel like we remember AI's 50-point game. Was it 50 or 40?
50.
His 50-point game against
In a
Kobe
win.
and Shaq in a win more than we remember Dwayne Wade beating the Mavericks. That's
agree.
that's crazy. I
I
feel
agree.
like that's brought up way more than Dwayne Wade beating the Mavs.
the Lakers were unbeaten in the playoffs, bro. That's AI. That's all AI, bro.
Damn it! I don't want
Like,
to
yeah,
break.
that's a better team accomplishment. But that's what I'm saying. So
I'm-
I'm taking AI, and I'm taking AI's career because
Yeah.
just on the fact that, to me, if you give AI those Miami teams, he's getting 2 rings as well, 2-3 rings as well. So
I will say AI with LeBron.
I don't know if Dwayne Wade.
AI with,
I don't know if Dwayne Wade's taking Aaron McKee and Dikembe Mutombo
I mean,
to the finals.
still, but like, what on that
Aaron
first
Snow.
finals team? Are you just talking about the LeBron finals team? Or are you talking about the first finals team too?
well, let's
Even
talk
with
about
the first
the
finals
first
team.
one.
I'm
First-
taking Shaq over
I mean,
Dikembe.
that was wasn't that like an old Gary Payton who averaged like 6
was-
points?
Yeah,
a
but I
game?
mean, he still had a
Shaq. I mean,
Tay.
all right,
Tay.
but 6 points
Tay,
a game.
Eric Snow or Gary Payton. Aaron McKee or Jason Williams.
Wait, hold up. Aaron McKee was a 6th player of the year that year.
I don't care about that shit.
He was,
Nice.
he was a
I
6th
mean,
player.
because Miami had Anthony Walker too. Walker was on that team.
Antoine Walker.
Yeah, Antoine Walker.
Yeah.
They had a decent squad.
It was
that
a
first
decent
finals.
squad, but let's not forget
Shaq.
that. But let's not forget that Shaq was having an off series
Yeah.
because he was.
He was having an off series.
He was having an off series.
He was having all 4th quarters. He
Yeah.
didn't have no off series. He was having all 4th quarters. And
Well,
he had
I
Dwayne
mean,
Wade there.
He wasn't averaging what he averaged with like Kobe. It wasn't even close. It was like, like in the teens. As I say that, Shaq's big ass head is on the screen right now. But, yeah, this is really, really tough. I mean, AI has an MVP. I think it's another case of like, I like his peak a lot.
It's crazy because I think, obviously, at least to me, obviously, that Dwayne Wade's career is probably, as far as like ranked, much higher than AI's. But to me, AI is more of a legend than Dwayne Wade probably would.
I
ever
mean,
be outside
for
of
me,
Miami.
the way
Outside
I'm
of
looking
Miami.
at it, the way I'm looking at it, I'm just like, I'm going like top 5 shooting guards ever. Okay, Kobe, Michael, not in order right there. But
Yeah,
like
but
Michael,
obviously.
Kobe, and then I'm like, yo, am I putting AI Dwayne Wade there? I'm like, yo, to me, AI is a better basketball player.
Yeah.
To AI.
I don't like doing what ifs because it's like what actually did happen. I will say this. I think AI and LeBron is winning. Like, if we put AI at a similar age to where Dwayne Wade was, he's probably three-peating. There's no way. I think that they lose to the Mavs with Allen
Although
Iverson.
Carmelo is nowhere the player of LeBron's stature. I mean, we can't ignore the fact that AI did get the opportunity to go to a pretty loaded Denver Nuggets team.
They lost to Kobe.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, but I mean, he was also like past his prime was
That Nuggets team
pretty
would have won.
short.
That Nuggets team would have won a finals if Kobe wasn't there.
You think they're winning against the Celtics?
They're beating the Celtics. They ain't had no. KG ain't want no smoke with Melo back in the day, bro.
Bruh,
They ain't want
I
no
don't
smoke,
know
bro.
about
I don't know
Not
about
not
that.
not Boston Celtics. KG. Like you want to say Timberwolves? Yeah,
It's
of
like
course.
defensive player of the year that year.
bro. Yo, didn't AI average 27 on the for a year on the
I
Nuggets?
mean, he was good, yeah.
27?
I don't know if it was 27.
I don't think
26,
Carmelo would have
it'll
had
be like
someone score more than
26.7,
him
bro.
in the season.
Bro, AI averaged at least.
Everyone has
25
their
on it.
phones out right
Yeah, we
now,
got
so I
it.
need to entertain. Isn't Allen Iverson's crossover in 2K crazy? That shit is nuts.
Shut the.
Oh,
Denver,
shit,
2000.
you're right.
Denver
Yeah.
24, second year 26.
All right, I'll give Nair credit for that.
Dang.
He pulled that
What
one
did
out.
Carmelo
His
average?
ass. Less than AI.
That's
think
hard
so.
for
No,
me
I
to
think Melo
believe.
was right there with him. He was like 25,
Yeah.
26.
No, I think is that the year he won
They
the
had
scoring title?
but look, they had Kenyon Martin. They had Marcus
J.R.
Camby,
Smith?
J.R. Smith.
Wait, what year was that again?
Nah.
Young
Hurrah.
Henny God.
Was that 2009?
2007.
2000. Yeah, it's 07.
Oh, so
2007
he averaged
to
25.7. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was right there with him.
Yeah, that's
Wasn't
crazy.
Nene on that team too?
Who?
Was Nene there?
Nene was a
No, I said
backup
that team
center.
was loaded,
Like if
bro.
if Kobe wasn't there, they would on finals, bro.
Yeah.
They'd have beat the Celtics. They had
I'm-
Marcus Camby to answer for fucking KG. Melo, come on now. Like as much as I like Paul Pierce, I think Paul Pierce should have been top 75 in his next 25.
He
and
was top 75.
he was.
Yeah, he was top
Yeah,
75.
Oh,
yeah,
alright.
he was.
Oh, then I ain't got no issue there.
Um,
But I'm just saying, like, the Nuggets and Melo and AI are smoking them. Like, come on.
I
bro.
went into this conversation thinking I was gonna say Dwayne Wade, and I'm actually gonna say Allen Iverson. But I like Dwayne Wade I think he's a more well-rounded player than. Why my light on? I think he's a more well-rounded player than Allen Iverson is definitely, and I think he can contribute to a winning basketball team more than Allen Iverson. But with that being said, like, I gotta go AI just because of the MVP year, and I'm also trying to think, like, doing the Tay GM thing where it's like, who would I rather start my team with? Young, Dwayne Wade or young Allen Iverson? I'd rather have young Allen Iverson, personally.
Yeah, you might sway me too.
Yeah. God damn. All right. It was a productive conversation.
I'll probably go AI.
AI? Interesting. All right. Cool. I'm gonna
the whole knee situation.
I knew I liked y'all.
All right.
To the old man knees.
The next one, which there's no way this isn't going to be an absolute shit show. Kyrie Irving versus Steve Nash.
I'm taking Kyrie for both
As
skill
the- as-
and career.
That's the only.
Thank you.
As the
I just don't think.
Thank you.
I don't want to make it seem like I respect Steve Nash,
MVP.
but the thing is like,
Oh
but
my
the
God.
beauty with Steve Nash is that you don't have to say, oh, what if he played in the pace of today's game, because they literally
caused the pace of
they
today's
caused
game.
the game to be at this type of a pace. And like, I mean, but then if you want to have the ball at last time of the seconds of the game, who do you want the ball in the hands? Would you rather Kyrie or
Kyrie
Steve
Irving?
Nash?
Kyrie
I'd rather
Irving.
have the ball in Kyrie's hands.
Yeah.
And Kyrie doesn't even though he doesn't have the MVP. Some might say, oh, Steve Nash's MVP was a fluke. I mean, Kyrie still has the ring.
Fuck them Nash MVPs, bro.
I mean, Kyrie
Kobe
got
got
the
robbed.
ring. The only thing
I
you
think
can
Bron got robbed,
you
but-
can say is just dependability, reliability, accountability. You can say yes, that goes to Steve Nash. I mean,
Allegedly.
still,
I don't think it's
but because
allegedly.
I remember the
I-
Brooklyn Nets were
yeah.
out in China, wherever it was, and Kyrie wasn't even there, and he had some I'm gonna say it's alleged excuse. The situation where he was at his sister's party, where he could have just sent a text like, "Hey, I'm not going to be here because I have a family ordeal to go to."
Yeah.
It pretty much was dead silent. Even though you don't have to tell us your business, I get that. It's the media. You don't have to tell us your business. But they could have just said Kyrie Irving.
He could have said that to the team, and they're just like, he has a family.
Like I said, we're riding on the same team. We're going to accomplish the same goal. You could tell the team, hey, I'm going to see, I got this family where, I got to see my sister's wedding. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be gone for a couple games, blah, blah, blah. And Nets organization could have been like, Kyrie Irving has a family matter that he's going to.
Yeah.
And everybody would have been shut up. So, this ghosting thing is kind of accountability concerns. You can say that goes to Steve Nash, but at the end of the day, I still want Kyrie Irving. So
I don't know. The Pacers roster right now looks like a G League team. This is terrible.
Did Steve Nash and LeBron beat the 15-16 Warriors?
Could Steve Nash and LeBron beat
Yeah.
the 15-16 Warriors?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's an absolute.
I don't think
Steve
Steve
Nash
Nash giving
gonna
you.
drop
He's not
41 in
41. He ain't giving you 41.
Is he gonna drop 41 in Game 6?
No,
and I
but-
know scoring's not
hold up.
everything. And I know scoring's not everything.
And then you're also
but-
expecting Tristan Thompson to drop a cool 18-20 to compensate. He ain't doing that.
Yeah, no, but they're two different players.
All right. Well, I'll tell you this. I will take Kyrie with Joe Johnson and Amari Stoudemire. I don't see how that doesn't win a finals. Unless we play the Spurs, they're the only team I see. I don't even see the Lakers beating them
I
before.
don't like what Nico said. The what is kind of weird, but the thing is
Yeah.
but Kyrie Irving's play style, he's just a magician with the ball, especially with creation of
But
his
he
own
can
shots.
playmate, too.
He can playmate, but the thing is
Not
he's
like
not,
Steve
he's not,
Nash.
he's
No,
not,
not like
he's
Steve
not a
Nash,
floor.
but he
but the
doesn't-
thing- he can playmate, but he's not a floor general. Steve Nash can playmate, but he can also facilitate the flow of the game.
Yeah.
I don't think Kyrie's doing that.
So as the
I think he's doing it as well. I think he's doing that.
But I don't. As far as when I say facilitating the flow of the game, as far as getting teammates involved and stuff like that,
I'm
floor
saying
general,
he's
he can assist, but I'm saying he ain't doing it like
he's
Steve
not
Nash.
Nash.
No, I'm not saying he's Nash. I'm just saying I don't know. I feel like we're underrating. Not underrating, but I don't know. I think Kyrie's a better playmaker than he gets credit for just because
No,
his scoring.
I think he's a point guard. That's
he
what he
has to
came in
be
the
a
league
good-
as.
yeah.
So as the signature white guy on this panel, I'm gonna go Steve Nash.
And plus, he has to be a good playmaker.
So-
I mean, he self-creates so well for himself if someone's going to be open.
I understand why people aren't Nash might be one of the most underrated players, legendary players in the league for that matter. I think this guy was one of the best passers in NBA history. The passes and the way that he facilitated that team on a nightly basis for the better part of 3, 4, 5 years, like half a decade, was, short of Magic Johnson. He was really, really, really good. Now, am I saying that he deserved both of his MVPs that he got? Not necessarily. I think the one year where LeBron was leading the league in scoring, or Kobe, for that matter, probably deserved it over him. But if you look at the teams that those Suns teams lost to, pretty much every single team made it to the NBA Finals or was damn close. You're talking about absolute true contenders. They lost to the Mavs the year that they made the NBA Finals. And then the 2 years following that, they lost to the Spurs, who made it to the NBA Finals, and then lost to, I think it was the Lakers the following season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. That was the Jared Dudley year.
Yeah, and I feel like the Suns are more so a matter of circumstance. They were seriously 1 or 2 plays going their way from making 1-2 finals. I mean, all of their playoff losses were really, really close heartbreakers. And, I'm going to put a TBD on this. While I do like Kyrie a lot, while he won me, well, I'm saying me, but while he won the Cavs, my personal favorite championship to talk about of all time, which is the 2016, and I believe the most important championship in the last 20 years. I need to see Kyrie lead a team the way that Steve Nash did. Kyrie on his own, or Kyrie as the lone superstar, or even paired up with at the very least, the last couple of seasons, hasn't led a team to a number 1 record. And I saw Steve Nash do that consecutive times. So I think with Irving, it's just I need to see it a little bit more before I'm guaranteed all right, yeah, he's better. It's whether you like it or not, Nash has 2 MVPs. Whether you like it or not, Nash has been better for longer.
So you saying you taking Nash as a career, Nash as a player, or both?
Both. I'd rather have Steve Nash on my basketball team as the superstar than Kyrie Irving. Kyrie's more exciting to watch. Kyrie's a better mid-range shooter, but I like the way that Steve Nash plays basketball. I just think he's a better all-time talent. But Kyrie's career is still going. I still think he has room to make up for it. Yeah, but I need to see it. I mean, he played next to LeBron, and I think LeBron's first or second greatest player in NBA history. He won a ring with him. He
got KD.
He was fantastic, but I need to see him do this maybe with KD. Win 1 or 2. Because I mean, if it's just this net shit of them getting bounced by Giannis this year, if he wins a second ring this year, we might be having a different conversation. But I'm going to lean towards Nash's MVPs, his consecutive first seeds in a really, well, I mean, it wasn't as packed as it was in the 2010s, but a fairly strong Western Conference. I mean, those were 60-win Sun teams. They were really good. So I don't know. That's where I'm at. Maybe I swayed you guys a little bit.
So yeah, you got me. On play, I'm still gonna go ahead and go Kyrie, but career, Steve Nash. I'm not gonna overrate that one championship over years of consistent greatness. So I'll take Steve Nash on a career, but I'll take Kyrie as a player. I think Kyrie's the most skilled point guard to ever live.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty damn good. His handles are crazy.
The handle, the finish with both hands, the English off. You know what I'm saying?
Playmaking. I think he's also, for what it counts, these both aren't really great defensive players, but I'd take Kyrie over Nash. Kyrie's
a better playmaker.
Nash was kind of a burger.
Yeah. I could get Steve Nash 25. Yeah.
All right, last one, Karl Malone versus Tim Duncan. You made me put this one in here.
I didn't even really want to do it.
Timmy D, Mr. Fundamental.
You were just playing?
I was just being a menace, bro.
Okay. Shortest segment ever.
I think it's
Tim Duncan.
I think it's a conversation.
No, it's not. It's not a conversation. Tim Duncan won 5 championships. I mean, Malone has an MVP and I'm not trying to get demonetized, so I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, Karl Malone scored points. Okay, like Tim Duncan literally went up against prime Shaq and was giving him the business, and it's the only spot in between that Lakers dynasty where they didn't make the finals. And who was on his team during that time? David Robinson, who was like reaching grandfather status. And then
he came in the league late, bro.
A couple of young, but he was done by like 2003, and you had a couple of young European players.
You had Tony Parker by 2003.
Yeah, but they weren't putting up like 20.
Yeah,
it was like it was like 13, 14. I mean, he was the lead dog on that team. I've never seen Karl Malone do some shit like that ever.
Sorry, no, I haven't.
I ain't about to defend Karl Malone. I was just being a menace. I ain't about to.
I didn't even think this was okay. Landslide is
Hakeem though. You had.
All right, you want to talk? All right, let's do it.
You had
Duncan
Tim
Hakeem
top 5 all time.
Yeah.
Over Kobe. Over Hakeem Olajuwon.
Did I put him over Kobe? I may have. I think I did.
You didn't have Kobe in top 5.
Kareem,
Yeah. So
Magic and LeBron and then Duncan.
That's tough. I might have to revise that, but I have a lot of respect for Tim Duncan. I mean, pretty much came in, was incredibly consistent throughout his damn near 20 years of playing basketball, and didn't miss a single play. He was in the playoffs every single season he ever played. Now, I get he had a really good coach. I get he had a really good team around him, but you kind of saw a little bit what that looked like after he retired. This team's kind of just been in limbo. And, I
think part of that is the Kawhi situation, though.
Oh, yeah, no. Definitely. It definitely has to do with the Kawhi situation. But, I mean, Tim Duncan was the best player on that team until what? Are we going to say Kawhi's,
finals?
Finals MVP? That was basically the passing the torch moment. And at that point, Tim Duncan has 5 rings and, was really good. I mean, he was pretty much a top 15 player until the last game he played in OKC, and then that's the last you saw of him. My only issue with Kobe is you got 2 or 3 years. Granted, he was surrounded by some of the worst basketball teams I've ever seen in his prime and out of his prime.
Robert Sacre.
Dude, Tariq Black. You want to keep going back and forth because we can.
I was gonna go before. I was gonna go during his prime. I was gonna say Vladimir Radmanovich.
Oh, Smush Parker.
God damn. Shit, we going?
Man, Jordan
Farmar.
Oh,
Jordan.
Nah, Jordan Farmar and Sasha Vujacic.
I did like, was it Shannon Brown? Shannon Brown was bouncy.
They gave Carlos Boozer like $30 million to.
I know, but he was bouncy. He made Kobe get up. Where he remember that fast
Shannon
break.
Brown was nice. He was a highlight player.
That highlight reel, yo.
Man, I watched Kobe. I watched Kobe play with fucking.
Did y'all have like Luis Scola?
Who?
Like something Scola? Something like that?
Oh, Luis Scola. Yeah.
Who did he play with? He played with Kobe.
I got Scola.
Yeah, Scola played.
Yeah, Scola.
I think Scola played with Kobe.
Year.
Yeah, 1 year. Jeremy Lin, too.
Luis Scola was on that team.
Wasn't Chris Copeland on that team, too?
Scola?
We had Jordan Hill
and
Luis Scola. Bro, we had Jordan Hill and Luis Scola, bro.
I think, if I recall correctly, didn't Scola hit the game icing free throw in one of the Boston Celtics finals? I think he didn't.
Luis Scola wasn't there for one of them. You thinking of Sasha Vujacic.
That is who I'm thinking. See, you brought up another one. So yeah, the Lakers.
Luis Scola played. Scola played later with Jordan Hill and.
You might have me on this one. Yeah, I might have to. I might have to put Kobe over Tim Duncan. Just because Jesus Christ, he played with some.
He played with
some.
Before Pau Gasol,
after
Shaq and before Pau Gasol, it was really bad. It was Lamar Odom was there for a little bit of it, but then you had
who was on crack?
Who was on crack?
Gotta chill.
But I mean,
Kobe was still taking some of the worst teams, teams that LeBron cause like people would cry like 2007 LeBron. I don't want to sound like a LeBron hater, so I'm gonna try to keep this short. But like, come on, give Kobe that 2007 LeBron team, and they're not getting like he's taking the.
They might make it to the finals.
No, they're taking the Spurs to 7.
Oh, I disagree completely.
Yeah,
They
but
are
I mean,
taking
how
the
old is
Spurs
LeBron?
to 7.
Wasn't he like what 20?
He's 23.
Yeah,
23, 24, or something like that. I mean, Kobe was
Kobe
basically like
at 23, 24.
Well, Kobe wasn't 23, 24 at the time. He was like what, 27?
No, I'm saying when he was. But yeah, if you want, I mean, still like those was years Kobe was averaging 35, bro.
All right, so like this is the only thing I'm gonna say in defense of Tim Duncan here. All right, so I'll go intangibles at the very least. And while Kobe's post career, I think we've kind of looked over it a little bit. At one point, Kobe was requesting a trade from the Lakers, justifiably so. But it's not like he was an excellent teammate. And Tim Duncan is probably one of the best teammates in league history. Now, if you want to say that's, nothing, well, I'm not going to blame you. But you think if Tim Duncan had to deal with Lakers teammates, he'd be in there like, hell no.
I mean,
Tim
Duncan he started his career with David. As soon as David retired, Tony Parker and Manu show up. He has Tony and Manu all the way up until he retires.
Kawhi.
And then, I was already saying, before he retires, he passes the torch to Kawhi.
I'll also say this. Who's the best point guard that Kobe ever played with? We're going to say Derek Fisher?
Or Van Exel.
Jeremy Lin. No, it's Derek Fisher.
It's Derek Fisher.
It's Derek Fisher.
Is Derek Fisher better than Tony Parker? Or even on the same, like...
No.
Derek Fisher has had some all-time moments, but...
But come on, bro.
Yeah,
Tony
but...
Parker got a final
There's people,
Nah.
there's people saying Tony Parker better than Dame. Like,
people
come on,
saying
bro.
Tony Parker should have been on a 70-15.
Exactly.
As far as
Derek
No.
Fisher.
No,
Derek Fisher
it's
ain't
not
never.
happening.
Derek Fisher ain't never averaged 15, man. Never averaged 15 and 5, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sit here and shit on
Nah,
Derek Fisher.
you got
'cause
me.
he's good, but
I'll say Tim Duncan's better than Kobe. Or my bad. I'll say Kobe's better than Tim Duncan. I think with Hakeem it's a little bit closer, but I love Hakeem.
I'll say Tim got more team accomplishments. I don't know, but
He's not that's yeah. The Tim Duncan situation is or this debate with him and Hakeem, which is actually like I actually think it's one of the most productive, sports debates you can have of players.
Mm-hmm.
Is like Scotty and Kawhi, Duncan versus Hakeem. It's like team accomplishments. And I'd say while Tim Duncan has the more team success, make absolutely no mistake, Hakeem Olajuwon was better in his prime at his peak than Tim Duncan was. He's a better offensive player and defensively
better defensive
the
player.
best shot blocker of all time, and he's more athletic than Tim Duncan. I love the big fundamental, but but that's a case where it's like I think Tim Duncan's the greater player. I think he had one of the greatest careers ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that, hey, give Hakeem, Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and Greg Popovich. He's probably winning a lot more than 2 titles,
Who was Hakeem's second best player?
Well, they had that year.
Yeah.
Barkley and Pippen year.
Oh no! I'm not talking about
the Drexler.
They got
Clyde was still good, but I mean even then Clyde's not important.
They got Drexler. Yeah, but Clyde Drexler was still
he was after like
really. It was one of the best trades I think the Houston Rockets ever made was acquiring, unless he was a free agent signing. I think.
No, I think it was.
But Drexler was a fantastic acquisition for them.
Did they get? Was he on the second ring too?
Yeah, no, he got 2. Yeah.
No, Clyde didn't get 2. I thought he got 1.
No.
Yeah, Clyde got 2 because Pippen didn't get 1.
Yeah, but the Rockets are, I think, the only team that's made the finals or won the finals as what was it? Were they an 8th seed? I think they were either an 8th or like a 6th seed. They were a bottom seeded team.
They were a low seed.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they were 8th.
Yeah, they were pretty much a bottom. Yeah.
Fucking Alfonso Ellis and.
No, it was
Brandon
bad.
Maxwell. What the hell, Steph?
While we're talking about teams, and this is a segue, so I'm doing another one here. There we go.
All right, yeah, he got one.
All right. Which one do you guys want to do? Because do you guys want to do, first of all, is it the 16 Warriors or the 17 Warriors?
I think we all agree the 17 Warriors is just unfair. We could do, we could do Bulls, Lakers.
Well, I have that, but first I want to do Warriors. At
Y'all
least one
should do
Warriors
it.
team.
If it's a KD one, I'm taking Warriors.
I think we all
no. So we'll do 16 Warriors versus. Let's start with 01 Lakers, but I kind of think that we're all gonna have the same take on this. I'm gonna take the 01 Lakers because who the fuck is guarding Shaq? Yeah. All right. I'm getting nods all across the room.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
All right. All right. One that's maybe a little bit more fair. This would probably be if you could put this in a simulation with all the players acting like, program personalities. This would probably be one of the most entertaining series of all time. The 96 Bulls versus the 16 Warriors. I'm telling you, Dennis Rodman versus Draymond Green is like WWE.
By game 4.
This is like pay-per-view.
Dennis Rodman might like bite the nigga face off. Like he might like Draymond might try to like do one of them little sweep Russian leg sweeps.
Dennis Rodman not going for that.
Dennis Rodman just like snap.
Dude, this would turn into like Street Fighter 6 real quick.
It would be bad, and then Jordan talking to Steph Curry, bro. You see how LeBron was looking at him. You know how Jordan's gonna be like. It's gonna be so much hatred in his eyes, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know, man. I ain't trying to turn this into a Jordan thing, but like at the same time, like you throw Scottie Pippen on Steph Curry, like
Ron Harper, a great defender.
It would be Scotty. This is why I actually think
Ron Harper would probably be. It would probably be Ron Harper on Curry and Scotty on Clay. And Jordan has free reign to just drop 60 a fucking.
He'll be on like Harrison. That's how they would do it, because they'd just be like, Jordan, you're just gonna score.
Yeah.
Now I will say that the Warriors' offensive production would be, probably pretty high, but at the same time that you're not going up against soft defenders. These are like some of the best defenders ever, perimeter wise.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go with the Bulls. They'd be in it wasn't Staples Center, it's United Center, right?
Yeah.
They'd be in the United Center getting the dun 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 dun. 6'6" out of North Carolina, Michael Jordan.
I'm thinking about
You're
it,
down
bro.
20 immediately.
Yo, them Warriors, they never faced a backcourt that was like scary like this.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, yo, I kind of like the what is it, the 1920 Clippers against 15. I ain't saying they're a better team.
Did you say the 1920? Oh, like 2019, 2020
Yeah.
Clippers.
Yeah. Like the Kawhi, Paul George first season. Now
It'd be scary.
Granted,
but
Paul George, it would have to be
why
like
don't you just
Paul,
say the next year? Just say 2021.
because Kawhi was a healthy.
But just say a healthy Kawhi. Instead of
Instead
having both of them healthy,
a good
and Paul
team.
George was like.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, it's the same shit, man. It's the same shit, bro. I don't know, bro. You get some defenders to put that pressure on them.
Yeah.
You got Patrick Beverly, Kawhi, and Paul George versus them. Like without KD, bro, I don't know if the Warriors beating them.
Patrick Beverly's all talk.
I think
He's
the
a good
2021.
defender.
I think he's a good, but he's not.
He's not strapping.
He's not
anyone.
They
strapping
still had Patrick
anyone.
Beverly, but they still had Terrence Mann, who came into fruition that year.
What happened to him?
He's still playing.
He's playing well, just not well.
Not what he's been doing.
winning.
Yeah.
Well, no, I feel like it's just more like what's called with the Clippers now. Like Reggie Jackson is scoring and shit.
Yeah.
Like the Clippers are just a solid team because they're well coached by Ty Lue.
Oh no, definitely. Okay, so I'd probably do. This is kind of why I'd like to say the 17 Warriors, but we all agree that the 17 Warriors are winning because it's not fair.
I don't know if there's a team that could beat the 17 Warriors.
Not as of right now. I think we're gonna have to wait like 20 years.
I think them 04 Pistons, the ones that beat Kobe and Shaq. I think they could beat the 15, 16 Warriors. They can't.
They would have to just injure people or beat the shit. They'd have to run Steph through like 18 screens because that's like kind of how they play basketball.
Tayshaun Prince was like.
Great defender.
Tayshaun Prince was probably the only person I could think of that could like he probably be the best matchup for KD if he ever got the matchup against him in his prime.
Yeah, but they're not. The third quarter would come, and I think the pace and space basketball would kind of.
Yeah, no, it ain't. They damn sure not beating 16 and 17.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Before KD, I don't know. That's a good.
There go Chauncey Billups right there.
I'm tired of speaking the TV into existence. Like everything
casual
saying shit
yeah
pops up onto the TV.
All right, well let's do we'll rewind it a little bit and we'll do 0-1 Lakers versus 96 Bulls. I feel like this is a little bit more of a fun conversation. So, who you got, Greg?
I got the Lakers winning that. As we talked about before we stopped on the show, bro. Jordan said himself, they ain't had nobody stop Hakeem. Who the fuck stopping Shaq? You put Luke Longley on Shaq.
He's putting him through the backboard.
Putting him through the rim. Like, who was that on the Knicks that Shaq dunked on and then pushed him to the fucking ground?
Oh, fuck. You're thinking of,
it's
Dudley?
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
It was.
Dudley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what his first name is.
He ended up being like a congressman or something like that. Like something.
Right. He was like, I need to legislate.
He left the NBA and ran for office.
I would too.
He pushed him to the Oval Office, yeah.
And I mean, I think Kobe could go bucket for bucket with MJ at the time. The only thing I think you would have more defenders to throw at Kobe, but like I said, I just don't see nobody stopping Shaq. Is Shaq might average fucking 40 and 20.
I know somebody stopping Shaq on that 96 Bulls. No, Phil Jackson.
What?
Hacker Shaq, man.
You
You think they about to just?
You know what?
You think they about to just let? You think they about to just let Shaq fucking snap all game? You don't think Phil Jackson got nothing in the bag?
Damn,
That's true.
You
I
know
mean, you can
true.
hack, but I mean, at some point you're gonna get in foul trouble. And once you in foul trouble, even if it's not Shaq, you fouling somebody. Even if Shaq not getting the ball, all Kobe gotta do drive to the basket.
I'm about to say,
Get
how
to the
many
line.
dead balls substitutions?
How many subs you gonna
Jordan,
get?
you don't think Jordan getting them calls right back?
I mean, Jordan gonna get some calls too, but I'm saying if you saying the best way to stop Shaq is to fucking foul him, you gonna get in foul trouble pretty damn fast.
You think
it ain't gonna be as blatant?
I think you don't think Phil Jackson's gonna read Phil Jackson's mind and be like one step ahead of him? I mean, he's coaching both these damn basketball teams. But like,
well, I mean, you got a point there too, then, because I mean, Lakers Phil already coached MJ.
Damn. Yo, I hate this conversation now. I hate this. Yeah, you know what? I just played the 0-1 Lakers against Nye last week though, and their bench fucking sucks. So
That's true.
I'm gonna go with the 96 Bulls.
96 Bulls. Did they have Tony Kukoc?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They had
Oh, yeah.
they had Tony. They still
Steve Kerr
they
was
had
coming off
Steve.
bench.
Steve
had
Kerr.
Steve Kerr.
Did they have BJ Armstrong still?
No, BJ.
Nah.
No.
BJ was gone because Ron Harper was.
Oh no, they had what's his name?
No, the starting lineup was.
No,
Jordan.
not. This is a backup. I'm thinking of.
Oh,
he's
is
a
it?
sniper.
You talking about? Is it Roger Craig? Or not Roger
No.
Craig. What's it?
What's his name?
Was it Roger Craig, a running back for the
Yeah, Roger.
Niners?
It's something else, bro. You talking
Yo,
about Yo,
it's
who won a
Steve Kerr
three-point
and,
contest other times?
Yeah.
Craig, it's something. Is it Hodges? Something? Is it Craig Hodges? I know who you talking about. I
I think.
I don't know if he was there or not, but I know who you talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I think wasn't Horace Grant on that roster too, if I'm not
I
mistaken?
think he was already
Nah,
by the
Horace
Knicks.
was gone.
By
Horace
the
was in
Knicks.
Orlando, by the way. 'Cause he was on the
Yeah.
Lakers. I mean, not Lakers.
Magic.
Orlando, yeah.
No, was he?
Magic fans.
Are you thinking of It's not Randy Brown. There's no way. You're thinking of John Saley.
Nah.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know who you
You
guys are.
thinking Craig Hodges? I think, bro.
I do not see Craig Hodges on this roster.
I don't think he was on that roster by then.
Nah, I think the person I'm thinking of was gone already.
Contest champion.
No, I don't know.
I mean, the only sniper I see is Craig
But
Hodges.
I got the Bulls.
I was thinking of John Paxson.
Oh,
And
Paxson
Oh.
was gone too. No,
Yeah, he was
Paxson
gone.
Yeah, he was
the starting guard or backup.
Yeah.
off
Sniper,
the
though.
I got the Bulls winning this only because, like, while no one can guard Shaq, and I get that, you know, who's guarding MJ? Is it Kobe? Yeah, it's gonna have to be.
But Kobe, listen, and that's another thing in Kobe's mob third favorite player of all time. You know, I like him a lot more. I like Jordan, but
Wait, who's your first?
Derrick Rose.
Oh yeah, that was
You knew
obvious.
that.
Never mind. I already knew that.
D Rose, AI, Kobe, and then probably like I don't know.
Oh,
It
you
don't
have a
matter.
type. Pause.
You said a type. What you mean, like the score, like the
You like
bravado,
you like
score?
athletic bravado, like in your face, like guards.
You say that, but then I like Dame a lot. Like Dame's in my top 7.
Yeah, he's not in your top 3 though.
T Mac's in there. I
Yeah.
guess he's up. He's one of them. Nah, I was just saying though, like I don't really see like this is one of those series that I'll say Scottie Pippen would have a big influence in.
Yeah.
It's like you could have Rick Fox on you could just let Scottie Pippen guard Kobe, and you have Rick Fox. You got Rick Fox trying to
Cooked.
yeah
Cooked. Done.
That's free smoke.
What is Luke Walton going out there? Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, Horace Grant's. I think I'm taking Rodman in that matchup too. Like,
I don't see any way. I don't really see any way that the Lakers win if they're being smart about Shaq. If they're being smart about Shaq, I don't see any way the Lakers win because I mean Kobe's not gonna be able to go butt for butt with Jordan. Not that Kobe.
I mean, he'd have to drop like
40 burgers.
yeah, like at least 35 points per game for them to win. I mean, like him and Shaq would need to combine for like
I'm not
80
even.
points
I'm
in
not
that
even
series.
putting that above Kobe because like I mean he could.
No, he might. Yeah. But no, I think if you play that series 100 times, the Bulls win it like 60. I think that's fair.
75.
75. All right. Okay. Last segment. Best in-game dunks / dunkers. This will be like a fun little quick one. Immediately
Turn the highlights.
when turn the highlights on. When Nair brought this segment up, I thought of Vince Carter, also being. He's actually my second favorite in-game dunker ever, but the dunk that comes to mind is
Who's your first?
LeBron James.
Oh,
Come on! Are you serious? Are you serious?
There's so many better dunkers.
Oh my god! He jumped over a player, like
Giannis
put
did
his
that.
nuts.
Giannis did that.
He put his nuts over a player, like and
He dunked
fucking
on
dunked the
Thiago
ball.
Splitter.
Vince jumped over a 7
First
footer.
of all, he jumped over John Lucas. John Lucas is like 5'8".
It was impressive. Like, come on, it's LeBron. LeBron's
Let's
been
not
doing
forget
this for
about
like
the
20
Jason
years.
Terry alley-oop.
Nah.
Jason Terry's 6'1".
He was old as shit.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, come on. Kobe dunked on KG on a windmill.
Oh my
off
gosh.
the baseline.
Come on,
No.
it's
Like,
it's
come
LeBron.
on, bro.
It's
like
LeBron.
T-Mac banged.
Sean Bradley.
T-Mac banged on Sean Bradley. I know everybody banged on Sean Bradley.
Kobe
but,
dunked
like,
on
come
KG.
Everybody.
Or my
KG.
bad, I said Kobe.
Kobe.
LeBron dunked on KG.
He dunked on KG. He ain't dunk on him like Kobe dunked on him.
Oh my god.
The baseline windmill reverse. Bro, he banged on Kobe banged on Yao Ming. Dwight Howard. Come on, bro.
I
It's
mean,
not
Chris
even.
Paul didn't.
I
didn't
didn't
Chris
want
Paul
to.
dunk the
This
Dwight
ain't
Howard?
supposed to be Kobe versus
I'm about to say,
LeBron, bro.
Yeah, no, it's
didn't
not.
Chris
I
Paul
just-
dunk
I-
on Dwight
Dominique,
Howard?
you could say Dominique,
I don't
bro. You
think
said
LeBron's the best
LeBron,
English,
bro.
though.
Like,
it's just not enough.
he ain't calling him the
flashiness.
best. He said he's his favorite, but like, that's
Yeah,
a
no, I
ugly
think
ass
he's-
favorite, bro. Like,
Oh come on, you don't like the Tomahawks?
No.
that's boring, bro. Like
Oh
Russell
my
Westbrook
gosh.
do that.
I mean, I love Russell Westbrook's in game.
Yeah,
You like
Russell-
Russell Westbrook's in-game dunks better than Derrick Rose's?
Yeah.
It might just be.
Oh
No. All right. So hold up. I like Derrick Rose's MVP year. He was putting people in body bags. But let's not forget that Russell Westbrook for like 3 or 4 years was doing that shit too.
I'm about to say I
I'm saying
remember he had a left hand. He had a
D-Rose
left.
would have.
he had a-
D-Rose could have kept doing it, and
Russ had
and
a
still-
left hand dunk on over Clint
Nah,
Capella.
because hold up.
on Clint Capella. Come
Russell
on now.
Westbrook's dunk where he went up with 2 hands and like slammed that shit like it was Thor's hammer and then did like that angry man walk.
Yeah.
I
That's
fucked with
better.
it heavy.
That's better than the 2-hand off 2-foot tomahawk
On Goran
over
Dragic?
or even the one over Joel Anthony.
No, it's probably not.
No,
No.
no.
They're both damn good
Is
though.
it? Listen. Steve Francis got more in game, better in game dunks than Russell Westbrook.
Oh, get out of here!
Steve
That's
Francis.
disrespectful.
Am
See,
I
now
lying?
And that's where I log off, fellas.
Now I wish that
Right, yeah.
Westbrook would have hit
Am I
that.
lying?
Tell me we gotta pull up the highlights.
That's what. Yeah, I
We
wish
gotta
we
pull
had
up
the
the
highlights.
highlights.
Bro,
It's gonna
'cause-
take me 8 years to type this on my
you
TV.
good, bro.
so,
but
you
like,
know,
come on, bro. Steve Francis was leaning his body 45.
See, now I wish
Yeah.
that Westbrook would have hit
Big
that
game.
dunk on Rudy Gobert, because this wouldn't even be a conversation. He almost like sent him to the dirt.
I wish LeBron would have made that dunk on Draymond. I think about that like every
Oh my
night
God, he
in the
almost
finals.
like ended his career.
Like,
That's why
that
I'm
would have
s-
been
All time.
a top 3 dunk all time, just off context, bro. That would have been like top 3 dunk ever. And
No,
I'm
it's-
mad.
it's-
I'm mad the world doesn't have that dunk.
Yeah, but I mean, I see LeBron make a dunk like that. You know, probably 2 or 3 times.
That
would have
been his best. No, that would.
No, that would have
his
been.
best dunk.
Make no mistake, that would have been like, especially after the block, that probably would have been, you know, LeBron's like all time.
That just
I'm-
off of
I'm
that
mad.
play, bro. Like just off of that play, though. You see how excited, like you see how that little shit just changed everything. Cause like, you know, for me at least, like if LeBron makes that dunk, and I know it's just a dunk or whatever, like that's part of the lore that makes somebody being like the GOAT, bro. I ain't saying it makes him the GOAT if he makes that
I mean,
dunk, but like that
Yeah, no,
definitely
he damn near
shifts it
sprained
just
his
off
wrist
of
and then
that.
got up and shot the free throws. But we're just
Yeah.
talking dunks, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, just that little. That's I don't know, bro. I love fucking basketball, bro.
It's so good. I love this shit.
God damn, like.
Off of like best dunkers, there is probably this is probably the best dunk ever because it damn near ended Brandon Knight's career. But DeAndre Jordan, this whole play
I
was
hate
so
that
foul
We talking
because
about DJ Blake
because
Griffin up there, too.
yeah, he is, but Brandon Knight wasn't even supposed to be there. His man the guy that was on Jordan just completely like gave up on the play, and here's Brandon Knight standing in the paint, and DeAndre Jordan catches this lob and absolutely Christians like baptizes.
I hate that fucking dunk, bro.
Why?
I get like. I just
You look
feel
like you're about to
nervous.
cry.
Yeah, like I just feel like
Nah,
I seen
bro, that
somebody
shit make
die,
me think of
bro.
like
I'm
when
like,
you're an
yo,
older brother, older
Yo,
brother
like,
just bang on you when you like 5 years
like he
old.
ain't had to be there, bro.
I'm
Like,
so-
I'm thinking like the first time I seen that, bro. I'm like, yo, I just seen somebody die.
That was
Yeah,
the
he
same.
made
Wasn't
the
that the
bug.
same
Yeah,
year?
he-
Wasn't that the
he-
same year during the All Star game? He got like his ankles
Yeah,
took.
when
for
Kyrie-
Kyrie, it was a
all of
rough
that-
year
all
for
of that-
Brandon
rough
Knight.
All of that
year.
was within like a 2-3 year span, bro. And then he gets traded.
He had
goes
to
to the
blow
Bucks
way
and
up in
misses the
Milwaukee,
layup.
bro.
Yeah, that dunk was insane.
I feel like Brandon Knight needs a hug.
See, it's crazy
Yo.
though, cause he had some good seasons too.
Giannis got a dunk in the finals last year that I feel like nobody really talks about. I think it was what was it, game
6?
Nah, it was over 8. It was like a putback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was game 6.
I think it was game 6. Because that's the one where he had the block too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Game
Yeah, it was game 6.
Giannis game 6 over 8, and I think it slept on. And I think just off of them winning that.
Or was I think it was game 5. It was one of the either way. Yeah.
You know what dunk I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the dunk you're talking about.
I think that's one of them. That's up there for me. Like Giannis got a couple of like game breaking all time dunks for me.
Dunks, yeah. No,
Jumping
I mean,
over
he's
Tim
also
Hardaway
jumped,
Jr..
jumping over people too, you know. But yeah, I like that one a lot. I'm trying to think if there's like any more that I'm obscuring from my memory. I talked about the Vince Carter Olympic dunk.
Dominique on the baseline on Larry Bird.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dominique is so
Sean Kemp,
crazy.
the Sean Kemp on what's
Oh,
his name?
the pointed one? Yeah.
The Sean Kemp pointer is one of the nastiest ones.
That's my favorite dunk package in 2K, by the way.
Vince Carter on Alonzo Mourning down the middle.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
yeah,
that
wait,
shit
oh
was
yeah, the
nasty.
lean, yeah. I'm
Nasty.
trying to think of what else.
Shit. You got one?
Ja Morant over I forget who it was in Phoenix.
I thought he missed.
Oh man.
No, he did a
Yeah, he
Talk about Aaron Baines.
Aaron
Yeah,
Baines
it was Aaron
Oh,
Baines.
yeah, I remember that.
going across the middle.
Ja Morant's career has only been like what 2.5 seasons, and he's come so close to having like 3 all-time dunks. The
Yo,
dunk,
the one on Kevin Love.
the dunk
he
on
made-
Kevin Love was about to end his career, and he almost had one on Rudy Gobert that was just as high in degree of difficulty as the Russell Westbrook one. I'm telling you, when Ja's like a year or two from now, assuming his health holds up, he is going to have one of the nastiest like highlight reels of dunks ever. I think he's gonna blow past
his handle and his dunk. Like, it's crazy. I think he has a claim to be like the most athletic point guard ever. Like, he has a valid claim to
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. I'm trying to I forgot. The best this is probably the best. I think it was a lob ever. Gerald Green with
the windmill.
The windmill
the
lob.
alley-oop?
Yeah.
Well, I say AI. LeBron got one like that too. The play got called dead, but like he caught it with his right and switched hands midair and flushed it with his left, and he was like looking down into the room like, "Yo, LeBron, bro, why do you just do tomahawks and windows?" Like,
Nasty. All right, y'all got any more?
Amari. Baron Davis over AK-47.
That's
We
a-
Believe team.
That's an old school
Scotty
one.
on
Scotty on Ewing.
Yeah.
I think Ewan was about to fight
Oh yeah.
Scotty on that one.
Jordan
Yeah,
got
he
yo
scored
Jordan
over- he scored over him.
Jordan got one on Ewing and Scotty got one on
Jordan
Ewing.
got
That's
one.
crazy.
Kennedy
That's so
too.
disrespectful.
All against the Knicks, bro.
Kobe got the long cross from half court.
Bro,
bang
somebody
on,
dunked on
somebody
Tim
on the
Duncan.
Sixers.
I can't
It-
think of who the
LeBron.
fuck it was.
If
LeBron
any-
I don't
caught
think it was
Tim.
Yeah.
Ron, though. It was somebody else.
If anyone can look it up, look up J.R. Smith's dunks from like
on
the
Denver?
late
he
2000s.
had the one where he took off
Then he had the.
just inside the free throw line.
Yeah.
And he was like,
What was
Oh,
the
on
one
the rim.
for the Knicks?
Yeah.
Was it him or Iman Shumpert? He
the
had
double
the.
lob?
No,
Yeah.
that was J.R. Smith.
Yeah, J.R. Smith. He had the
Yeah.
that shit was nasty.
Dude,
Iman
Henny-
Shumpert-
Iman Shumpert got some nasty ones.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
Iman
Knicks, too.
Shumpert. Like
Henny God
Oh.
J.R.
Yeah, Melo
Smith.
Dwayne
Dwayne Wade over wasn't it over KG and Dwayne Wade over Kendrick Perkins on the Thunder where he did that spin
Oh.
that shit was
baseline.
nasty. Yeah.
No, definitely. All right, I think we
He got a
think we
lot
can
of
wrap up this segment. You know, we
It's
got
good.
another one in the books. I feel good about
This
this.
is episode 5.
Episode 5. I think so. Let me pull it up.
Nice.
You think I'd know? You know, it's our YouTube channel. You think I'd know like what? It's episode 5. So we'll be back here next week. It's a bit of a slow week. It really isn't. Wasn't much sports going on, so you kind of
Yeah,
get
we just
fun
talk about
conversations
the
like
basketball.
this. A couple change my mind segments. A couple just casual
I had to
BS.
hear you out, Tay.
Yeah, hopefully next week we might get some Ben
Well, the
Simmons.
hear me out. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
hear
right.
me out segment
I
coming
got a
next
question.
week.
What? What's
y'all
up?
Doing, I don't know how many y'all watch.
Watch college basketball. You know we like 2 weeks away from March. It's almost that time.
I'm gonna have to actually get into this. I'm never into.
Oh, you got watch college. I honestly
about
like
college
college
basketball
sports
since
more
Trey
than
Burke.
pro sometimes.
I was watching when Zion was in there. That was the last time I paid attention to
I don't know.
college hoops.
Was it me, you, and Savon that was at B-Dubs when? Was you there? The Carson Edwards game where he hit like 7 threes, or it went like the double OT. I know Vaughn was there. I swore you was there. Somebody else was there. It might have been Elijah. Y'all gotta get into college basketball.
No, I'll try to. Well, I mean, I have this now, so I have to pay attention. But I'll definitely follow along so I can give accurate. What am I trying to say? Commentary on the shit that's happening, but know that I'm coming into this from like a very bare bones college basketball understanding. But I'm sure like Tay, Nye, Greg, you guys have better acumen for that sort of
Tay there
basketball.
because Tay out here scouting niggas all the way up
Yeah,
to
yeah.
2026.
Oh yeah, I mean,
2027.
Tay's talking about like middle schoolers that
Tay got the 2031 NBA MVP already like selected in his head right now. So.
who is it? Victor, what's his name?
Wembanyama. Yeah, 2024, bro. Just wait, yo.
It's
Victor
Rex.
Wembanyama. He's the center with Kevin Durant S2 package.
Tay already called it. When Bronny come to OKC, LeBron's coming with him.
Yeah, bro.
It's gonna happen. All right, Take Two Sports.
Yep.
Heard it here first. We'll be back next week
Yes, sir.
with some more commentary. Have a good day and a wonderful weekend because this, should be coming out Friday. If you like the content,
Subscribe.
dunk on that like button. All right.
Ooh.
And share.
Yeah, and share it. Dish out some shares for us. And then if if you have any questions, you could shoot us a comment. And I'm trying to think of some more basketball terms I could use, but that's about
Send
it.
us some oops to your friends.
Yeah, but thanks for listening and
sharing the video.
and have an awesome weekend. See you guys next week.